Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Tier 6 German SPG, the Hummel, otherwise known as the Bumblebee, and it's being commanded by Wacker, and he's on the south spawn of Serene Coast. Now you may notice that he's actually using the stock gun. That's the 15cm howitzer, that's the same one used on the Grille. Which is the Tier 5 German SPG. But you'll also notice that Wacker has 2 marks of excellence on his barrel. And that means he's a very experienced player with this Arty. And you can see a Brazilian flag on the side of his vehicle, so I'm presuming that Wacker is Brazilian. And he's pulling away to his firing position. Now, they built 714 Hummels during the war, built on the chassis of a Panzer IV with Panzer III gear on it. And Hitler actually said that they should not call it the Hummel anymore, the Bumblebee, because he said it was inappropriate to be known, or for a fighting vehicle to have a name such as a Bumblebee. Interesting fact there. Okay, first target, 5916. It's over on the west side of the map. But he's disappearing quickly, and obviously a bit of a waste of a shot trying to fire at a target that's moving erratically. But he's fired at that leopard. Oh, one shot kill, 380 hit points. That just shows how accurate the Grille can be, or rather the Hummel can be, with the Grille gun. It's got a different trajectory to the standard Hummel gun, which is much lower and much faster. But it's much more accurate, the Grille gun, the stock gun. Okay, go for Panzer IV-8, fires the round in, and he gets a hit. 185 hit points, looks like he hit the rear of it as well. Can't see exactly where it struck. We might if we get a close-up. Going after a P-43. That's one of the new Italian tanks. No, he's going to go back to the Panzer IV. Loading. Round out, straight away. Oh, it was close. It was a splash. It's a very close splash. Now he's got 3 targets he can fire at. The P-43, as I say, that's the Tier 5 Italian tank that's just come in, the medium. Looks like he's going to go for the Panzer IV-H again. Oh, it's a kill shot this time. 80 hit points. Puts the first kill on the board for Wacker, well, second kill on the board, sorry, because he wiped out that leopard. Now they're peeking over the ridgeline. That means they're coming up to a predictable point, which should make it easy for Wacker to work out where he's going to go next. And the P-43 is moving into the line of fire. Oh, he's one-shotted him! One shot it took to kill him. Obviously, it wasn't the only shot that the P-43 took, but it was only one shot that he took to actually take him out. And he's got another P-43 waiting for the reload to go in. Now, the one thing about the Hummel is it doesn't carry a whole lot of ammunition. He's fired around at the P-43. Oh, again! He was stationary. Made himself a very easy target there. Very easy indeed. You don't want to stay stationary on a defence point for any length of time if there's Arty involved. Otherwise, you could end up getting taken out very quickly. The Hummel only carries 22 rounds, so it's very easy to run out of ammunition. He's fired around at the P-43. Long time to get there. Oh, and he's taken him out again. That's his 4th kill already. 4th kill. My gum, he's going for it today. T1 heavy, get that one. You've still got 7 seconds to go on the reload. Normally the reloads are around about 22-23 seconds, so it's actually quite long compared to the M44. And he takes the T1 heavy out. That shot hit the engine deck. As that Churchill one has got most of his strength still, 500 hit points I think. But that Type 64 is much more dangerous, and he's full strength. So it's going to take an accurate shot to get him, lining him up, working it out. Where is he going to be? Round out? No, he didn't pull back. So all he gets there is a splash and a bit of stun. But it looks like Type 64 immediately cured his stun with a first aid kit. But he's coming this way. I don't think he liked getting hit, but he's more interested in that T-71 and the 5916. And if he stays there, I think that Backer's going to take him out. Line him up for the shot, work out where he's going to be, and a beautiful shot there. Wipes out the Type 64. That brings up his Top Gun, but he's going to have to motor now because an enemy has turned up at the cap. It's a T-71, and that's a light tank, and he doesn't want to get taken out. And that T-71 has just gone through the cap, so maybe he's looking for the Arty. Okay, yes, he's behind. He actually went the other side of the railway lines, and he's been spotted. The T-71 did see him. So is he going to turn around and shotgun the T-71? No, T-71's coming this way, but he's coming around the other way. So it looks like he's going to have to shotgun him. Yep, the T-71 is intent on killing him, lining him up for the kill. He's staying the other side, and shotgun! Unfortunately, it doesn't kill, and he rams into the Hummel. But the Type 64 comes in and kills the T-71, but dies in the process. So thanks very much to that Type 64 for saving the Hummel's life, for saving Backer's life. Very nice of him to do that. I'm not sure if he actually... yes, he did pick up the kill for that, the Type 64. So congratulations to him on getting that T-71. Now, they've got even scores at the moment, 9 each. There doesn't appear to be anybody out on the peninsula except this OI, who has actually been spotted by the heavy tank, which is on our team, which is the BK3001H. He's out on the far... it's actually at the bottom of the map, but he's watching over the peninsula. You can see the OI. There's another OI, experimental this time. That's the Tier 5 Japanese Super Heavy. Lining him up for the shot, work out where he's going to be, and pop the shell out. Oh, right into the engine deck again. That's his 7th kill. One more, and he gets the Radley Walters. Now he's changing position, going the other side of the railway line. They'll give him a bit more protection, but he can actually motor now because although the other enemy heavy is the Churchill, and the OI is out on the peninsula, the OI is not going to get any further because the VK will spot him. Except, of course, the VK is now headed through the valley, through those passes, to get to the other side. How odd. He was actually serving a good purpose where he was, because he could keep control of that OI. But I think the enemy is headed back to their own cap. Now, he's moved in, and he's firing at that Churchill, and he gets his Radley Walters! 65 hit points! The Radley Walters is his. Now, there's a gorilla in the cap. I'm not sure if... Will he get it in time? No, unfortunately, the T-71 gets there. But he can get this OI out in the peninsula, lining him up for a shot. Round out. Long shot. And he hits! Solid hit. He's got to wait for the reload. Okay, almost reloaded. Can he get it with the next shot? I think he can. Lining him up, rounds out. Yes! He gets him! And that's his 9th kill of the game. Wow. Backer really showing us how he can play. And he plays very well. And this is the stock gun. Remember, the stock gun's got a shorter range than the Top Gun. And there's the next target. He's having to move forward because he's just at extreme range at the moment. But he can hit this IK-65. He can go for 10. That would be a Fool's Medal. Lining him up for the shot. Fires. Round out. Oh! No, it splashes the IKV. Now, this is the last enemy. So if he goes into the water, unfortunately, he will deny Backer any kill. And they've capped out, which means that Backer won't get the last kill for a Fool's Medal. Denied by his own team, capping out. That is so sad. Couldn't they see that it was just one enemy left? That would have been so nice if he could have picked up a Fool's Medal for such a huge amount of effort. And especially considering at one point he was almost about to be taken out by a T-71 who'd he managed to shotgun and then ram for a considerable number of hit points. So let's have a look at the team scores at the end. And it's an ace tanker, not surprisingly, for Backer in the Hummel. He managed to get a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14. He got a Radley Walters because he managed to get at least 8 kills. He got 9 in the end. A high caliber for dealing the most amount of damage in the battle, at least 1,000 hit points, 20% of the enemy total of hit points. and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. So, team scores. Highest damage, 2,216 hit points. And it would have been so nice if he could have got those last hit points off the IKV. He got 9 kills. He would have had 10 for certain if he'd been allowed to kill the IKV. And that was more than 4 times the highest score of the nearest enemy team member. And his base XP was 1,063, comprehensively bigger than the enemy's, more than double the highest score on the enemy, which was the OI, which he took out on the peninsula. He fired 17 rounds of the 22 rounds in his ammunition. He managed to get 13 direct hits, 13 penetration. 15 centimeter gun really does penetrate the tanks because it's got a hell of a punch. His splash damage was on 3 tanks. He did damage of 2,216 hit points, but 1,806 of that was at more than 300 meters. Obviously, the closer one was the T-71, which he shot right in the face as he came over the rise. He did receive 1 hit from the T-71, and it was a penetration, but he was saved by the brilliant work of that Type 64. And if I can give him a shout out, it was M51 Stern of Tanar Clan, who saved Vacca's life by coming over the rise and ramming himself into the rear of that T-71 to finish him off and saving the Hummel's life in the process. So shout out to him. Thank you very much indeed, M51 Stern. So he damaged 11 of the enemy. He killed 9 of them. He did stun assistance damage of 302 hit points off 7 stuns. On a standard account, this is a standard account, he did 32,274 credits on that battle. After repair and ammunition resupply, he still had 21,727 left. And that's a huge total for a standard battle. But it's reflected in the fact that he did take out a lot of the enemy. In fact, it was 3/5 of the enemy team he took out. He received 1,063 hit points. It was ×2 for the first hit points, XP I should say, base XP. And it should be ×2 for the first victory of the day. So he actually took away 2,126 experience points altogether. But a huge shout out to both the Type 64 and to Vacca for playing so well in this battle. It just showed what somebody can do with a Hummel, with a stock gun. It can be very, very effective indeed. And I really enjoyed this replay. So please do give it a like. And if you did, please subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.